Nigeria's export market is on the rise despite the lockdown and flight restrictions amid the coronavirus pandemic. Major campaigns by Nigeria Export Promotion Council and the FOB Global saw an increase in exports of goods between April and May this year. There is a move by NEPC and the Freight on Board Global to drive the number as high as 100 tons per day. Some insights into the non-oil exports shows that there is a high demand of the following products in Europe, USA, and United Arab Emirates. This includes palm oil, fresh vegetables, yam flour, cassava flour, unripe plantain, groundnut, amongst others. The challenges and opportunities facing the export markets are but not limited to numerous layers of checks and sometimes delays and harassments from port agencies, onerous taxes that could be waived, such as airport tax to lower costs of operations for cargo airlines, and exporters reduce cost of freight by elimination or reduction of landing charges, policies to support NEPC, FOB, and NACO initiatives on parking and standardization for better acceptance at ports of destinations, and introduce rebates to replace ground handling charges of NACO and SACO. Let's look at the role of the logistics in export promotion. I have the MD CEO of Free On Board Global Logistics Limited, Mr. Jimmy Adebakin. He joins me now via Skype for detailed discussion. Thank you very much, Mr. Adebakin, for your time on the show.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Now let's start this discussion with export limitations, which we have witnessed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, it's still on at the moment. Now tell us what's been happening. How's the trade been in general with regards to the effects of COVID-19 pandemic?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Nigeria. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the Honorable Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment, because we can see from the private sector initiatives that is a listening minister, and we want to say we appreciate him and we thank him for what he's doing. Now, before COVID-19, we were doing roughly about 900,000 kilos of export by air freight on a monthly basis. This dropped to below 100,000 kilos by February 2020. Under the leadership of the Executive Director of Nigeria Export Promotion Council, we signed this collaboration agreement with Nigeria Export Promotion Council to turn the tide of this decline. And between the periods of April to June, we've managed to move export back up from below 100,000 to above 600,000 kilos on a monthly basis. This is why we are appealing directly to the Honorable Minister that the time has come for all hands to be on deck and for Nigerian Export Promotion Council to be given the support that is required. Because our target really is to move non-oil export to 100 tons of cargo on a daily basis. That is our target.
But along the line, we see that exports are climbing back. Looking at the graph in the report, the prepared report, despite the lockdown restrictions and flight restrictions again. Now, what is responsible for this change?
Yes, I mean, as I said, we took a proactive step in collaboration with Nigerian Export Promotion Council under the leadership of Mr. Sheikh Mawulo. And we did a lot of media campaign, both on radio, on TV, print media, social media. On our part, with the approval of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, we negotiated very low rates with technical partners, airlines. 3 airlines in particular have supported the Nigerian government in this regard. We managed to crash the cost of freight from about $3 per kilo to roughly $1 per kilo. We could do more, and this is why we are appealing to the Honorable Minister that its time has come to support us. We really want to bring on board into Nigeria our own aircraft so that we don't rely on the foreign airlines. All agreements are in place, but in order for us to ensure that this is cost effective, we are appealing to the government that the landing costs, the parking costs, the handling charges by the ground handling companies, the government should do something in terms of providing some subsidiary discounts to the airline we want to bring into Nigeria for this purpose. And all plans are already in final stages. And we believe with this initiative and with the support of the minister, the Honorable Minister, this is definitely doable. And we are looking at a period of between July and August for this operation to be in to be fully realized.
We know clearly, just taken from where you stopped, that the federal government needs to diversify its sources of revenue, and the non-oil sector is key in achieving this feat. Now, in your thoughts, what can really be done? Because at the moment, we know this sector is critical to government at this time. What other things do you think government needs to do to strengthen, which of course, at the end of the day, will get more revenue from the non-oil sector?
Yeah, as I said before, there are 4 critical things that the government can do to support this initiative. We've narrowed it down to access, to prices, and to standards. We have been working with the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, and currently we've signed up with technical partners in over 170 countries globally. We have provided access by reducing the cost of freight for Nigerian non-oil export, but we can reduce this further. Currently, we are limited to 2 flights, 2 freighter services, flying from Nigeria via 2 other routes. What we really want is for us to be able to bring our own cargo aircraft in with the support of the federal government. And we are not asking for direct investment from the federal government. We're just saying that the federal government should please give us tax holidays on the landing charges, on the parking charges, on the cost of fueling for the aircraft. And the ground handling companies should be given tax rebates so that they can handle the cargo aircraft on our behalf without directly charging us. Secondly, the government agencies at the airport and at the seaport, we want to appeal to customs, we want to appeal to the quarantine services, we want to appeal to the Nigerian police force and all the other port agencies to believe and take on board that the time has come that we need to ease the scope of doing business at our airports and in our seaports. All the bottlenecks should be removed. We want to create a situation from July. We are in final stages of this as well, whereby all exporters from Nigeria will not be paying for freight in Nigeria, but they'll be paying for freight upon arrival of the shipment in the country of destination. If we can do these 3 or 4 things, the major hurdles, the major discouragement, the major challenges that we've had feedback from Nigerian exporters will be removed. And once we've done this, we believe we are going to see a drastic increase in the level of participation and in the volume of cargo that is being shipped out of Nigeria, both by air and by sea.
Interesting. Now, I'm seeing some insight into some non-oil exporting products at the moment. We have palm oil, fresh vegetables, elubo, gari, and that's yam flour, and unripe plantain flour, mango, or fada rice. A lot of agricultural produce here. Now tell us, how has it been, talking about packaging and also standardization?
Thank you very much for this question. This is why, as I said to you before, one of the biggest drawbacks for the brand made in Nigeria is packaging. And we have decided to take this challenge head on. Ourselves and a Nigerian company, in collaboration with Nigerian Export Promotion Council, we are about to announce a major agreement that will ensure that every produce that leaves Nigerian shelves are labeled properly, are packed properly, and we've secured investment with the technical partners that is bringing 100% of the funding into Nigeria. We are hoping that the Nigerian government will give us the facilities that is required in Lagos Airport, Abuja Airport, Port Harcourt Airport, and Kano Airport, so that we can ensure all the 6 geological zone of Nigeria. We can see what is the comparative advantage in terms of agriculture that each zone provides. And we can, with the packaging company, we will have a situation that we have standardization of packaging. And with the support of the quarantine services as well, we will ensure that the produce that are leaving Nigeria meets international standard.
Oh, okay. Now, your partnership with the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. I spoke with Mr. Olowo sometime last week, and he talked about that positive results already coming up from it. What more should we expect from this partnership? Because I totally agree with you. We must think Nigeria and we must think exports.
Well, one of the first things we've been able to achieve is that we now have database of wholesale distributors, retailers in Europe, in North America, and in Middle East. From this partnership, we've rekindled the interest of over 4,300 Nigerian companies that are currently registered with the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. We term this new dawn as the new possibilities, but we believe we really need to increase this number to about 200,000 companies for it to be meaningful to achieve the actual target that we set for ourselves. So this database is building a bridge between the Nigerian exporters and the off-takers on the international market. And from what we've done since February this year, the uptake from Europe has been established, especially from the United Kingdom. The uptake from the United States has also been established. And our technical partners in these 170 countries, they have strong desire to make this thing work. And they've given us all the support that we need for the last mile distribution as well, when the shipment gets into the final countries of destination. So not only that we can provide free solutions from Nigeria, when the shipment gets to the country of destination, our technical partners will provide customs clearance, warehousing, and last mile distributions as well. Another thing we're trying to do is to work with the Nigerian Foreign Ministry, the Nigerian embassies in the key countries, not by government appointment, but we are going to select the best people that can support our technical partners offshore, support Nigerian Export Promotion Council in Nigeria to create a better awareness of the brand made in Nigeria. And they will be the ones to be collecting data and feeding the data onto this e-platform that we are building. And we believe the e-platform should be ready before the end of September. And we hope COVID-19 will have eased. And by that period, the Honorable Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment hopefully will be the one to launch the platform for us in September.
Before I let you go, I'd like us to look at, you've already touched on it, post-COVID-19. Where do you see Nigeria's export market? at that time? Let's round up on that note in 60 seconds.
Well, one thing I want to say is that I want to use this opportunity for the Honorable Minister to please set a target for us. And to set a 40-year target is too long. We have to narrow it down and be business-like with this. Let's set short-term targets, medium-term targets, and our short-term target is that between 12 to 24 months, we want to see a situation by 2022 that our non-oil export is achieving $50 billion. And by 2026, we want to set a medium-term target where we are achieving $86 billion. This is a movement from current $10.9 million that we did in 2019. So from the little that we've been able to achieve, we want to appeal to the Honorable Minister. Let's create an enabling environment for the private sector to drive these new possibilities, give the necessary support to the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, and I believe this is a new dawn. The time to say what Nigeria can do for us is over. All hands should be on deck, and we are supposed to give to Nigeria and support the federal government of Nigeria in this critical time. Thank you.
Indeed, I agree. We see opportunity in all of these challenges facing the world at the moment. Yes, Mr. Jimmy Adebakin is the CEO of Free On Board Global Logistics Limited. Thank you very much for your time, for joining us on Business Nigeria this Monday.